Welcome to the episode, folks. Hope you enjoy the master stroke that I'm endeavouring to do. Just a few more dollars for my car, for my bike, for everything. Just a few more dollars. In the office, front left wing, and I'm just filling all the bolt holes up. And what I do is I moved it around the wing to get it exactly in the right spot, and then any excess holes and all that out of, remember the 9-hole saga, and then I fill them all in. They have 14.5mm holes for 8mm screws, so it's a bit I fill them all in. By the end of the month I want the whole body done. I didn't say painted. By the end of the month, all prepped, ready to paint. So it's going to be a real thrashing 3+ weeks. I'm going to really have a few late nights and burn the midnight oil. Yeah, burn the midnight oil. Yeah. In the mail, I got my presents. So what I did is got a sample kit of 125. Everyone uses 150 DA sanders. DA sander means dual action. The sanding range is from 3000 grit to 40. Well, they gave me one of each, so I'm going to try a few of them, you know, see which ones, if the loop and hook handles well, doesn't fall off. And then I'm just about to start sanding the whole car. And also I'm going to buy a block, like a big kid block they call them. So I've got a few of these, but I'm going to get them longer, 420 long, and I'm going to range from anything from 80 to 600, right? And then you can do the flat pieces, flat pieces. On the wing, this is the last wing I've altered with all the 9 holes. Position the wing exactly where I want it. So when it goes on the car, it only goes in one spot. The slots, the holes, all line up, all match up. And this is it here. I've just mixed up with a bit of hardener, the 2-pack, which is 2-pack. And then, I don't spray it on, I've only got a little bit to do. You don't mix a whole portion up, and I just brush it on. See that? I just brush it on. That hole's not round. You don't see it anyway, a big washer goes over it. But the main thing is no holes, there's no rust, and I just go like that. And that's how, to stop it rusting, folks. Everything just rusts like anything. Even though we're coming into spring soon, it'll be a lot better. Spring means shower, sunshine, grass grows. Shower, sunshine, grass grows. Shower, sunshine, grass grows. Just started the body work on Bonnie the Beetle, and it's 6:30 in the morning. I've just come out to have a look. Because I'm doing the body work, I need plenty of room to open the doors. So I've left the chassis outside and the motorbike. The chassis is here. So spring is in 3 weeks, but it rained and that frozen. It rained, and on the other side, I bet. Yeah, that's what we're up against. 1 month to paint. Yep. Just on the Honda, I haven't been on the Honda for a while, folks. I put the tank on backwards and spray a bit of easy start, Holtz, you know Holtz? I don't, but it says Holtz. And I sprayed in there. I found that the fuel was no good. The fuel was brown. Here, this is what I got out of the carburetors yesterday. You can't, even if you drank it, it wouldn't even hurt you, right? It's got no go in it. So I drained the fuel tank, fuel's everywhere. This is why I haven't got the fire going. And we'll just see if it hooters. All right, here we go. On the button now. That is how it's supposed to go. On the button. I changed the battery last night. All I'll do now, I'll pull the front fairing off. I'll fill it with water. It's ready. How's that? Hasn't been on the road since '08. It was pulled apart probably a year and a half ago. So it hasn't been on the road. So we're all happy. Yes. Yes. Oh. Bingo, pop. Spray day today. Got my little gun. I've got a bigger gun. It's its brother. That nozzle is 0.8 thickness. This one is 1.4. They say when you do a lot of high build primer work, you should have a 1.8. But I just thin it down, it'll work. I'm a magician. If you're from the outback and your car breaks down, you don't just leave it there. You can repair it with a piece of wood. This is what we're going to paint. It's a guard, a wing, a fender or a guard. And it's all rubbed. Well, what I have to do, I have to put epoxy primer. Epoxy primer has a lot of zinc in it, so therefore it's the opposite to rust. It's combats it. I've rubbed it all back and I'll blow a bit of zinc on. A couple hours later, I'm going to put high build on it. Zinc, epoxy primer and high build primer, two different ones. One can seal it, the other one can fill it and sand it. I've just sprayed the wing 3 hours ago in epoxy primer. Just sealed a little rub through marks and all that. I've just sprayed on the high build. It's called Acrofiller, and it's from Mipper. 4:1 ratio. 4 parts of that, 1 part of hardener. And how you ratios, you just use the scales. So there. This is the wing. I sprayed it an hour ago and you can handle it. So it's already going dry. A few big runs here. Look, I was in this confined space. I won't be doing this again. I'll be pushing the car out and have lots of room and you can lay it on nice and even. But this will harden up overnight and we'll see how it is in the morning. I sprayed on the epoxy primer and then it was still drying and wet, and an hour and a bit later I sprayed on the high build. 2 different materials and it's called wet on wet. Binds really well, so that's a win-win. If you have your panels A1, you can spray epoxy primer on it and then high build, and then from high build to your sealer, which is your top coat, you have to rub it in between. I don't know if you can go wet, wet, wet. That'd be ideal. I don't think that's the case. The benefit is the time. You don't have to rub in between epoxy primer and high build. There's no rubbing. Just spray over the top and that's what you get. So tomorrow I'll rub this back. Thanks for watching the episode, guys. I hope you tune in for the next one. You don't have to let